What's good, y'all? It's your boy Shane coming at you live from WBGR Studio in Atlanta, Maryland. I'm your host, Shane Hector, and I'm back again with some crazy, interesting topics this week. And I'm going to be talking about a lot of different things today. The number to call in is going to be 301-429-9247. So get ready to call in and talk about a lot of different things with me today. First things first, folks. We gotta talk about New England. I got asked this question all week long. Are the Patriots in trouble? Their answer to that question is yes, yes, yes. Is it New England? Look, I know everybody probably saw that game last night, and I mean, I thought it was a pretty good game, but at the end of the day, you only put up 19 points on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who was without Lavonte David in that garbage secondary. Like this secondary hasn't been nice since Rondé Barber. Okay, now that's a problem. Okay, they don't have Rondé back there no more. They don't have no safeties like they used to anymore. All them guys are gone. But you're gonna tell me that you can only score 19 points? You know who was really and truthfully the player of the game? Stephen Gostkowski. Stephen Gostkowski was, to me, the player of the game. I could care less if Brady threw for 300 yards. That was cute. I forgot. He did break a record He did tie the record last night for most regular season wins. Congratulations, Brady. 186 wins. Hats off to you. Best winning percentage out of Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Congratulations. There's still one problem. You still only put up 186? You still only put up 19 points? Okay, that's a problem. 19 points. Period. There's a problem with that. 4 field goals, 1 touchdown. I don't get it. And the defense was a lot better this week. I'll be your first to tell you that. They held the Tampa Bay offense to less than 100 yards rushing than previous weeks. But the only problem is you're still giving up 300 yards per game in the passing game. It's like pretty much, you see New England, you pretty much know, oh snap, my quarterback gonna have like 300 yards today. To get 300 yards. Stephon Gilmore, yeah, I'm calling you out. I don't understand why we're paying you $65 million for you to get burnt. I'm just trying to figure that out. Like, help me understand, my brother. Like, I'm just trying to understand it. 65 mil. But we could have easily gave that money to Malcolm. But no, we paid you. We paid you this money, okay? I'm going to need you to start catching some picks for me. Okay? I don't understand it. I mean, it's just one of those situations where you gotta ask yourself the question, okay? Where does New England go from here? And the problem is, I wouldn't even know where to start, because the problem is after what I saw last night, that was not Patriots football. It wasn't. People just don't understand. That was not Patriots football. I mean, yeah, Brady, but you're still giving up. But you were averaging almost 32 points a game, and you were giving up 32 points a game. You were dead last in the NFL in defense. How you got the number 1 offense with the dead last defense? You want to know was the last time we saw this? 2011. If everybody remembers when the Patriots marched into the Super Bowl that season, dead last defense with the number 1 offense. And of course, you saw what happened in the Super Bowl. The Giants took care of business. So there it is. So this is just one of those things that you say to yourself, okay, Brady looks good. He threw his first pick last night as well. Okay, he's thrown 11 touchdowns, 1,700 yards passing. Okay, 1,700 yards passing. So far this season with a 112 as a QBR rating. That is phenomenal for a 40-year-old quarterback. But I hate to say this, he doesn't look like he's 40 years old, and it seems like he's just only getting better week after week after week. So, hats off to Tom Brady the way he takes care of himself. But at the same time, he's also getting hit a lot. Okay, last night they had a couple of sacks last night, and Brady he's been getting killed, and we can't have that. He already matched last night the amount of sacks that he had all last season. There's a problem with that. Gronkowski was out, and it was very obvious that we needed him because it seems like when Gronk's out, okay, we got a problem. Edelman out, well, we already knew that because he was out for the entire season. So we've lost some guys. Everybody forgot some of our unsung heroes like Malcolm Mitchell being out. That hurt us too because now we don't have a lot of deep threats. We only got Cooks, Dorsett, Amendola, and Chris Hogan. And Chris Hogan, he's a possession receiver. He's a slot guy. Cooks is our deep guy. Dorsett is our deep guy. Amendola is our possession guy. So now we've got a serious problem. We've got to fix it. We got to fix it before we start having some serious problems. Now the only thing is we're 3-2, so that was cute. But see, next week we New England got to go to see the Jets. Now this is it's a heavy rivalry, folks. See, being born and raised in New England, I can tell you right now, Patriots fans, we hate the Jets probably more than anything. And I mean, we really can't stand the Jets. We could go 1-15, and we better make sure that one win comes from the New York Jets. Okay? So it's one of those situations you have to say to yourself, what does New England do from this point on? I'm going to just give you some pointers. Defensively, you've got to, Matt Patricia, you've got to simplify the defense so that way the defense can play better. And it looked like it worked last night. They played a lot of different zones. I saw a lot of different blitzes in the packages that I saw last night. I also saw, shout out to Jabari Emanuel and shout out to Davina Rosa. Thank you for you guys tuning in. And also Mahogany Blad. Thank all of y'all for tuning in. But getting back to my point. So, Matt Patricia, you got to simplify the defense because if you don't simplify the defense, then it's going to be a very long season and we still got another 11 games to go. Okay? And I can tell you, based on the schedule I just saw, it's not looking too good because we got to see the Jets, the Falcons, Chargers, and then we got a bye week, and then we'll have an early season bye. And then, a mid-season bye, I'm sorry. And then after that, it's going to be probably the toughest part of the season I've ever seen. We've got to see Denver at Denver. Then we've got to see Oakland at Oakland. One home game with the Dolphins. Then we got to go to Buffalo. And Buffalo, by the way, folks, okay, they're 3-1. They're on top of the division. And they're beating some pretty, tough opponents. They've beaten Denver. They've beaten the Falcons already. They beat some pretty tough squads to begin with. So, but the Bills are a little bit of a different team than I thought they were. But again, we'll see what happens, after this coming Sunday. Then we got to see at the Dolphins. And then December 17th. Now, this is going to be a good one. Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is going to be a tough one because we got to go to Pittsburgh. So that's going to be an interesting game for all of you New England fans out there. And then after that, you got to see Buffalo and then you got to see New York. Okay, so the truth is this. You can't put yourself in a position where you're going to hurt yourself. Because right now, the running game, it's mediocre at best. Passing game, well, as long as number 12 is back there, you're fine. But Brady's been sacked 16 times in 5 games. That's a problem. He was only sacked 16 times all last year. That's a problem. He can't take these kind of hits. Now, granted, he's a tough guy. He's 40 years old. He's already proven that he could be with the best of them. But that defense, that defense got to show up, and that offensive line, you've got to protect Brady. That's the only way New England's going to be able to win. You can't win with Is it with that kind of play? And after what I saw last night, this is what people did not know coming into that game about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They only had one sack all this season before last night's game. There's a problem with that. One sack. Okay, that bum defense only had one sack, but last night it seemed like the Patriots offensive line didn't feel like playing. And maybe they fell asleep. Who knows? I don't know what. Look, Coach Skarnecki, I'm glad we got you back, brother, but look, you need to fix that offensive line before Brady gets killed. Because if he ends up getting killed, then we ain't gonna have no choice. Then we have to go back to Jimmy Garoppolo. And I can tell you right now, I'm not saying that Jimmy Garoppolo doesn't fry, but we don't have any other quarterbacks after Jimmy. So this offensive line needs to get it together. Or otherwise, it's going to be a very, very long season. And, like I always say to all New England fans, look, I get it. I want you guys to understand that, I wouldn't say panic yet. I'm not going to hit the panic button yet. But there is definitely cause for concern, mainly because you can't play like this and expect to win a Super Bowl. I can almost tell you that right now. That's just not happening. And it kind of stinks, that it happens. But that's part of life. And it is what it is. And there's just really not much we can do. I see a comment from Karen. Is it Karen Gerald? Thank you for commenting. And I see your comment where you said we wish we hadn't got rid of Brissett. Unfortunately, I kind of hear what you're saying because we don't have any other quarterbacks outside of Garoppolo and Brady. The only thing is, though, I see why the Patriots did make that move because with Edelman being hurt and Malcolm Mitchell being out, we were depleted at wide receiver. So we kind of had to, might as well, I guess from Belichick's standpoint, you might as well just go get a receiver and get some type of value for Jacoby Brissett while you can. Because otherwise, and it's not like Philip Dorsett hasn't done anything for us. He up the playbook a little bit wider because I noticed in the game last night that with the deep threats that we have, it allows the Patriots offense to spread things out. Now, the problem is, again, that offensive line has got to block. If they don't block, then we're just not going to win games. And it's really unfortunate, but, what can you do? But, but real quick, guys, in the interest of time, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere on the No BS Show.
Financial Group. If you have capital, you'd probably like your money to work for you. What if you could earn at least 6% annually and have your principal returned in? Hey, Tim, having a little fun at the casino? Nice stack of chips. Yeah, it's my earnings for the last 6 months. I'm putting it all down on the roulette wheel. Whoa, that's crazy. Nah, crazy is put my money in a bank where interest rates are so low, I'll be 100 before I see a decent return. Well, crazy is putting all my money in risky stocks and bonds. Your odds would be better if you called Forecast Financial Group. If you have capital, you'd probably like your money to work for you. What if you could earn at least 6% annually and have your principal returned in full at the end of a short 12-month cycle? The interest is paid monthly. Your yield isn't affected by fluctuations in markets, and you never pay fees or commissions. Call Forecast Financial Group at 1-800-678-2045 to learn about adding these safer short-term options to your portfolio. Call now. 1-800-678-2045. That's 1-800-678-2045. Forecast Financial Group. 1-800-678-2045.
And we're back. To answer your question, Ms. Gerald, I'm just going to candid before I move on to the Giants. They are developing the receivers, but it's just, again, I mean, because I have to, I'm gonna just throw out some stats for you. I mean, the truth is they're doing something right because of the fact that we've been averaging 300 yards passing per game. So there's some type of dividends. And Brady's thrown 11 touchdowns so far. Now, the only problem is, I think from your perspective, maybe, I think what you was kind of hoping for was kind of like what happened in 2007 when we was lighting up the scoreboard and we were just throwing passes just to throw up passes because we can do it. And unfortunately, we don't have those kind of receivers anymore because you got to remember back in 2007, we had Randy Moss, Wes Welker. We had a bunch of different guys back then, and those guys were able to stretch the field because Randy, well, he's only 6'4" and ran the 40-yard dash in 4.2 seconds. He was a freak. And we don't have those kind of guys like that. Brandon Cooks is the fastest on the team. Ran the 40-yard dash in 4.33 seconds, but he's only 5'10", 189 pounds. So he's not a big guy. So you can't really expect these small receivers to just fly up and down the field like we used to. Now, this is why I was saying if New England was smart, they would have pulled the trigger and just traded for Megatron when Megatron was still in the NFL because he wanted out of. But because I know New England don't want to pay no money, we all know how New England does. They don't like to pay that money. And that's why we never got Megatron. Because otherwise, we'd have been throwing up deep balls to him all day. But to answer that, but that was to answer your point right there. Now let's talk about the New York Giants. How about them Giants, y'all? How about them Giants? Giants fans, I hope y'all listening, because I'm just going to tell y'all right now, it's over. I should have never picked y'all to go to the Super Bowl and see New England for a third time. So that way we could have beat y'all, and then that way we could have been over that hump. But that doesn't look like it's going to happen because it seems like Eli and his bum self seems like he likes to throw picks every game. It's just utterly ridiculous, okay? You're 0-4. I'm really trying to figure this out. Well, actually, I know how you're 0-4, actually, so we're just going to jump right into it. So, you're 0-4. Your defense is trash. Straight up. You give up more yards. The only team that gives up more yards and points than you is New England. Which is really sad. I don't know what's going on in New York, but y'all gotta figure that out. Okay? You lost late in the game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the very team that New England just beat. Okay? You lost late again against the Philadelphia Eagles. Cowboys kind of stifled Joe. That was first game. You was filling each other out. That was cute. And then on the Monday night game, you lost to the Detroit Lions. Now, I'm not going to say the Lions ain't pretty good. They're a pretty good football team. But you only had 14 first downs that whole game, and that's a problem. You only had 208 yards passing in that game. So, Eli, I know you're listening. If you are listening, yeah, you a god awful, my friend, and I'm going to need you to figure that out. Straight up trash. Okay, I don't know what's going on in New York, but I can tell you this: your first four games were interesting. You have one home game, 3 away games. I know how hard it is to play on the road, but see, the problem is if you're going to be a championship football team, you've got to win on the road. You lost some tight ones. Your next game is against the Chargers. Now, after seeing the way the Chargers have played this year, I don't really particularly like the Chargers, but I'm not going to make it seem like the Chargers are going to be some slumps, some bums. They're not. Phillip Rivers doesn't really have too many people to throw to. Melvin Gordon, I think he's a bum. I don't even know why he got drafted, to be quite honest, because he's a product of the Wisconsin system. There's not too many Wisconsin running backs, to me, that actually have shown that they can be really good running backs in the NFL outside of James White. James White's really the only one. But the rest of these Wisconsin running backs, nah. Monte Ball, you notice he's not even in the league anymore. I don't even know where that dude is at. Okay? Then let's look at some of the other backs that came from there. Melvin Gordon can't even get out the backfield to save his life. So there it is. So, Giants fans, y'all need to figure this out quick because I'm looking at these stats and these stats are just not pretty. They're just not pretty. They're just not. Like, I just don't get it. You know, now you've got a few guys hurt. I understand that. But at the same time, you know, I don't get it. That number to call in, folks, is going to be 301-429-9247. That's the number to call in if you guys want to debate me on this topic. I'm pretty sure some of y'all do because y'all know I can't stand the Giants. Shout out to Cavante Hurd for watching. Thank you so much for jumping in, my brother. Although I'm going to talk about I'll talk about the Skins later, but I'm going to tell you right now, these Giants is terrible. I mean, goodness gracious, I don't even know why I don't even know why I'm wasting my breath at this point on them. But I had to only because I've been hearing this debate all week. Are the Giants done? And I'm like, well, you're sitting at 0-4. So there's really no way you're going to come back. And if you do come back, maybe there's a silver lining here. And let me tell you what's the Giants' problems. They have no running game. Because I don't understand how you have Wayne Gallman. Now, if anybody knows Wayne Gallman played for Clemson. He was a really good running back for them. He played with Deshaun Watson. Wayne Gallman is a big dude, 6 feet, 215 pounds. He can catch the football. He's got good hands, and he actually caught a touchdown this year. His only touchdown. He never ran for one, but eventually he'll get that. But I don't understand how you have Wayne Gallman in the backfield and you don't feed him the ball because the rest of your running backs is trash. He's young. He's got plenty of time on he doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on his body like some of these other running backs coming into the league. Then you've got this triple threat. You got OBJ, Sterling Shepard, Brandon Marshall, okay, and then I'll even throw in Evan Ingram. You got Evan Ingram, seriously, and you mean to tell me that you can't? What are you doing? I mean, seriously, you've got all these weapons at your disposal, and you can't do nothing. And then let's look at the defense. Okay, Olivier Vernon, he's got about 2 sacks on the season. Okay, but the team as a whole has 8 sacks, so they got a lot more sacks than a lot of teams out there in the league, which is pretty good for them. But you've got, I don't know what the Giants are going to do, but I can tell you right now it ain't going to end well. Because look at that schedule. Chargers, Broncos, Seattle. You're not you're probably not going to, you'll probably beat the Chargers, but you're not beating Denver because you got to go to Denver. And you're darn sure not beating Seattle. And then you got a bye week. So you're probably looking at 1-6, which really stinks. Really stinks to be a Giants fan today. You're probably going to be 1-6, and then you're going to have a bye week. So if I'm Coach McAdoo, I would start cleaning out. That's just what it is. I think you should just go. Go clean out your desk and be ready to be fired at the end of the season, because after your bye week, you got to see the Rams, the Niners, the Chiefs, the Skins, the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Eagles, Cardinals, and then the Skins again. And then, of course, you got to see the boys. So I can tell you right now, you're probably not going to beat the Rams because the Rams have shown me that they clearly can score and their defense isn't that bad. You'd probably beat the Niners just because the Niners is trash. Okay? Again, that number is 301-429-9247, y'all. And, wait, there's somebody calling. Oh, okay. Clearly there's nobody calling in. There it is. Let's see what we got here. I almost lost my train of thought. But anyway, you're not going to beat the Rams. You'll beat the Niners just because the Niners are trash. I mean, they can't win a game worth to save their life. So, that's that situation. And then the Chiefs, well, assuming they're undefeated by the time they get there, you're probably not going to beat the Chiefs either. So I honestly think the Giants, Shout out to Jabari Emmanuel, and he says 2-14 question mark. Okay, well I'm gonna say this, my brother. That's probably what might. I don't think they're gonna go 2-14, but I do see 3-13. I'll give them that respect because I don't see them beating the Chiefs. The Skins have been playing fairly well. I think they're still filling out their offense, and I think they're still filling out their defense because they've shown me that they can definitely play some football. So I think the Skins, they'll probably lose to them twice. The Raiders, after what I saw, how they play with the Skins and the Broncos, I'm not so confident in the Raiders as I once was. So, but I still feel like the Raiders are going to win just because the Raiders are going to be at home. They're not going to beat the Eagles. They're not going to beat Dallas. That's just the reality of it. They're not going to beat. And they're not going to beat the Cardinals either because the Cardinals got a good defense. So, and Eli likes to throw picks. And he likes to pick on the number one corner, which I don't know why he does that. But he likes to pick on the corner. Their number one corner is Patrick Peterson. The dude's only 6'1", like 209 pounds. The dude really and truthfully should be a safety, but, the dude's an animal at corner. So, have fun with that. Now, yes, Mr. Emmanuel, it's only going to be two teams that they're going to beat, and that's only going to be the Chargers and the Niners. Because I just can't believe what I'm seeing. Eli's thrown 4 interceptions and 6 touchdowns so far this season. He's been sacked 8 times. Okay? 4 picks, 6 touchdowns. That's a problem. They can't run the football at all. They're only averaging, their number one running back has 61 yards rushing. And that's kind of a problem. The running backs don't have much yards to play with. Kind of a problem. Your best defender, clearly, is Landon Collins. He's got 3 passes defense this year, 1 forced fumble, and 20 tackles. That's cute. Total, he's got 28 tackles. He's looking very good, but again, defense got to show up. They usually do all they could. But this offense is god-awful. And, I get it. You got a lot of guys hurt. But at the same time, there's no excuse. No excuse. No excuse. No excuse. Giants are just probably... I think the Giants might end up in the top 5 in the NFL draft this year. They might be up there with Cleveland, y'all, for the first time in who knows how long. And it's actually really sad to say that this is going to happen to them. And this was a team that last year was 10-6, had the number 10 defense in the NFL, and they just ended up not doing anything whatsoever in the passing game or the running game, and it doesn't look like they're going to get any better. But right now, let me just end by saying this. If you're a Giants fan and you're just looking at your team, you're 0-4, right? You're 0-4. You got 12 games left. Your remaining games, some of these games are winnable, but I'm not gonna sit here and act like you're gonna get some wins because I just don't see y'all. I just don't see how y'all can win any of these last couple of games. I see 3-13. You'll probably beat the Chargers. You'll beat the Niners just because the Niners are garbage by default. And you might have a chance of beating the Cardinals. You might. But that's being optimistic. So real quick, folks, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. Don't go anywhere on the No BS Show.
Having a little fun at the casino? Nice stack of chips.
Yeah, it's my earnings for the last 6 months.
I'm putting it all down on the roulette wheel.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Nah, crazy is putting my money in a bank where interest rates are so low, I'll be 100 before I see a decent return.
Well,
Crazy.
Yes. Group. If you have have capital, you'd probably like your money to work for you. What if you could earn at least 6% annually and have your principal returned in full at the end of a short 12-month cycle? The interest is paid monthly. Your yield isn't affected by fluctuations in markets, and you never pay fees or commissions. Call Forecast Financial Group at 1-800-678-2045 to learn about adding these safer short-term options to your portfolio. Call now, 1-800-678-2045. That's 1-800-678-2045. Forecast Financial Group, 1-800-678-2045.
For that special church outfit, Skyline Clothing has everything you need for men and women. Don't check it out at www.skylineclothing.net. That's www.skylineclothing.net.
Hey, Tim, having a little fun at the casino? Nice stack of chips.
Yeah, it's my earnings for the last 6 months.
I'm putting it all down on the roulette wheel. Whoa, that's crazy. Nah, crazy is putting my money in a bank where interest rates are so low, I'll be 100 before I see a decent return. Well, crazy is putting all my money in risky stocks and bonds.
Your odds would be better if you call Forecast Financial Group.
If you have capital, you'd probably like your money to work for you. What if you could earn at least 6% annually and have your principal returned in full at the end of a short 12-month cycle? The interest is paid monthly. Your yield isn't affected by fluctuations in markets, and you never pay fees or commissions. Call Forecast Financial Group at 1-800-678-2045 to learn about adding these safer short-term options to your portfolio. Call now, 1-800-678-2045. That's 1-800-678-2045. Forecast Financial Group, 1-800-678-2045.
Hey, wait, folks. We're gonna have some questions real quick. We're gonna talking about Rookie of the Year. That number to call is going to be 301-429-9247. That number is 301-429-9247. I'm going to you guys to call in. We're going to have a real debate right now. So if you guys want to call in, please call in right now, 301-429-9247. So we're going to debate Rookie of the Year right now and, after the first quarter of the season. Right now, hands down, my front runner, number 4. You see him right there, Deshaun Watson. There's no way you could tell me that there was no way I could not go with this kid. And let me explain why. First game, they kind of got their butt whooped, okay? Let's just talk about that real quick. But as soon as the kid comes in, he scores, right? 102 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Second game, he beats the Bengals. Third game, he almost beat my Patriots. But he throws for 301 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. And Mr. Emmanuel, because I know you're tuned in, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to trash your team. But your poor Titans, did y'all really let this rookie quarterback drop 57 points on y'all? 57 points. 57-14. He throws 4 touchdowns, runs for 1, and throws 1 interception, and ends the game with a completion percentage of 73.5 and a 125.0 passer rating. It's just crazy for a rookie quarterback. Crazy. He's doing much better than the quarterbacks that are playing out there today. I mean, John Kaiser, he's leading the league in interceptions right now, so I kind of actually feel bad for him. Okay, and Mitch Trubisky, well, that bum hasn't even started. And I've been telling people, I don't know why the Bears drafted him, because he's a bum. Now, I do have O.J. Howard and Leonard Fournette up there, so I am going to talk about those two, why I think those guys should be up there as well, because of the impact that these guys have in their team. Now, O.J. Howard already caught a touchdown this year. His longest was a 58-yard catch. The truth is, about O.J. Howard, the Buccaneers are not using him in the way that he should be used. There is no reason why this kid shouldn't at least have like 4 or 5 balls a game. He should be catching at least 4 or 5 balls a game. The Jaguars, on the other hand, they have been using him in the way that they should be using. You know, and the thing about the Leonard Fournette is Leonard Fournette, he's stuck in the AFC South. And, you know, I think it's just going to be interesting with him. So that whole division is going to be wild. But Deshaun, he's got a big test coming up. And I saw a question by Ms. Gerald. She asked, do I think that they will beat Kansas City on Sunday? The answer is no. No. That is wishful thinking. Okay, that is wishful thinking. He is not going to beat Kansas City on Sunday. Reason being is because first off, he's going to be facing a totally different defense. The teams that he's played so far, they don't have any defenses. They don't. The teams that I named that he beat, first off, you beat the Bengals. The Bengals are trash. Okay, they're trash. They've been trash for a while. The Jags, you only lost to them because he didn't play the whole game. So that's the first thing. The Patriots defense is dead last in the NFL. And then the Titans, they're right in the bottom 10. So in defense as well. And they dropped 57 on them. So the teams that he beat, you know, he was expected to beat them. He wasn't expected to beat New England, but unfortunately he was able to drop 33 points on us, you know, his team. So the truth is this. The Texans, they got a quarterback. And I actually got these guys because after seeing what they did in the first quarter of the season, I actually have these guys now possibly finishing 10-6. I definitely got them finishing 10-6 because of the fact that let's just be honest about it. The rest of the division is terrible. You know, the Colts is trash. It don't look like Andrew Luck feel like he want to play yet. It looks like he about to pull a Derrick Rose. That's just me. So then the next game he's gonna have to play. He's gonna play Kansas City. Okay, he's gonna play Kansas City this Sunday, and then he's gonna have a bye week in week 7. Okay, but week 6 he's gonna have to play Cleveland. Now let's just be honest about it. That's the home game. He'll probably beat Cleveland because let's be honest, Cleveland is trash. But he's gonna have some tests in these next 3 games. If he beats Kansas City, which I highly doubt will happen, but if he beats Kansas City and he beats Seattle at Seattle, well, actually, I don't want to define him like that. I'll say this. If he beats Kansas City, then there's going to be no question that this kid should be the number one, like, by himself as the runner for Rookie of the Year. Because I've never seen, and what's really sad is there's an interesting stat that I don't think a lot of people don't know about Deshaun Watson, so bear with me. Deshaun Watson has never won the Heisman Trophy. Never won the Heisman Trophy. Been to the national championship twice in college, but he's never won the Heisman. They always went with somebody else. Now, I don't know why they would go with somebody else, because this kid was a proven winner back in college. He was 32-3 as a quarterback. 32-3. You don't find too many college quarterbacks that can say that, yo, I only lost 3 times in my whole career, bruh. That's like getting an A on a test. Every time you took the test, you'd be like, oh, crap, I think I missed like 1 question on that test. I think it was just that one. 32-3? That's crazy. But he didn't get the Heisman. And it's unfair to him. And the thing is, like I said, 7 touchdown passes, only 4 interceptions, and he has a QBR rating of 91.7. He's been sacked 10 times this year. Now, here's the crazy part. Guess what quarterback's been sacked more than him? Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers. And Tom Brady got sacked 16 times. Aaron Rodgers been sacked 14 times coming into this week. Now, the crazy thing about Aaron Rodgers is he hasn't even played yet, so we don't even know how many times he's going to get sacked on Sunday. But you got Hall of Fame quarterbacks that are getting sacked a lot more than him. And Watson, he's made it so that he's standing upright and he doesn't get hit a lot. And his offensive line is blocking for him. They're playing for him. And that says a lot about a player when your guys, they want to punish guys just because they don't want to make sure that you don't get punished on that field. And he's an upstanding young man. The fact that he donated his first game check to 3 women who worked in his facility to feed the players and feed the fans, because these young women, these women, they got devastated by Hurricane Harvey. He donated his first game check to these women so that way they can take care of whatever they need to take care of financially. I mean, I mean, this is really nothing else to say about the kid except that he's just great. I mean, you know, there's just really nothing else to say. But I feel bad for anybody who's a Titans fan, anybody who's a Colts fan, and if you're a Jags fan, I feel even more bad for you because I honestly don't see how you're going to deal with this kid for the next 10 years because I'm pretty sure he's going to play for at least 10 years. And he already said he wants to play like Tom Brady. So, and, you know, that's just the situation. And I hate to tell people this, have fun. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. I really think it's going to be interesting. And the truth is this. I have seen a lot of great kids. I've seen a lot of great kids. I see, Ms. Gerald, you said Kareem Hunt. I kind of can't put Kareem Hunt in there, and I'll tell you, and I'm just going to be honest why I can't put Kareem Hunt in there. Kareem's good, but he's a product of the system that he's in. The problem with the Chiefs is they only go for fast running backs because that's exactly what fits their system. Because honestly, you can put any running back in their system and they'll all be successful. They were successful when they had Jamal Charles. They were successful when they had Spencer Ware, Charcandrick West. They had a bunch of different running backs that they can be successful with. The only problem is and that's why Kareem Hunt, yeah, he looked good now, but but you know, I don't want people to end up in what I like to call the Ezekiel Elliott complex. See, everybody was hung on Zeke last year because Zeke was running rampant. But see, now guys got film on him. And you saw what Denver did. They held him to less than 8 yards rushing. Kareem Hunt, nobody has film on this kid yet. So this first year might be cute. I just don't think he'll be a better rookie than Deshaun because Deshaun has a much greater impact on his team than Kareem Hunt does. Kareem does well, but Kareem also is a product of the system that Andy Reid has created for the Chiefs. But Deshaun, on the other hand, Bill O'Brien, you know, the dude changes quarterbacks like he changes his draws. So it's a situation where, you know, I have to say, this is why I think that Deshaun should be obviously number 1. But in the interest of time, I'm going to move on, folks, because I don't have a lot of time left, so I'm just going to move right on to Defensive Rookie of the Year. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I have, as you can see up there, Marshawn Lattimore. He's one of my favorites. I love Marshawn. Malik Hooker, Garyon Conley, Solomon Thomas. Those are my 4. Here's the problem with all of these guys. The guy I think most definitely should get it is Malik Hooker. He's leading the rookies right now with 3 interceptions on a year, and he's playing safety. And and I tell people when he came out of college from the Ohio State University that these Ohio State DBs, all of them went in the first round. I mean, look at Garyon Conley. He went in the first round for the Raiders. He just started a couple of games ago. Okay, Marshawn Lattimore, he pretty much played pretty well against New England. It's just that, you know, unfortunately, he plays for the Saints, so he was going to get exposed whether he liked it or not. He just found out, you know, about the NFL really quickly. But Malik Hooker, 3 interceptions already on the season. He's already got he doesn't have that many tackles, you know, this year? He's got 11 tackles this year. He's got 3 passes defensed. And I say to people this, the Colts defense, I honestly feel like without him, they probably wouldn't do too much. And I like the way this is. Now people are starting to be like, oh snap, we need to respect number 29. And I like the swag that he brings to that number. Because the last great defense, one of the greatest DBs that used that number was Sam Madison. And Sam Madison was a long time ago, back in the Dolphins days. Because New England fans, I'm pretty sure New England fans remember Sam Madison. He used to play with with the Dolphins back in the day on the other side of Patrick Surtain. That was a nasty defensive back. It was a defensive secondary back. So that was the last time we saw a grade 29. That's just my opinion, especially in the secondary. You got this man Hooker, who is just balling out. Now, I do want to give a little props to Lattimore. Lattimore is playing with a Saints defense that, let's just be honest about it, they just haven't been good for years. Sean Payton, I don't know what he's been doing over there, but he hasn't been doing much. Now, here's the thing. Lattimore is 6 feet tall, 193 pounds. He already forced one fumble this year. And he's got over 16 tackles on the year for a corner, which is very good. And that's only, and this is only the first quarter of the season, so I want to see what else he's got in the tank. He's got 2 passes defensed. So, which means that, he bat the ball down two times already. Good kid. I think the kid could play well. I think he could definitely play in this league. I just feel bad for him because, again, you're playing for the New Orleans Saints. The Saints haven't been nice since 2011 when they made the playoffs. So, 2012 since they made the playoffs. So it is what it is. There's nothing anybody could do about that. Garyon Conley, I like him, but he's only got 5 tackles, 1 pass defense. And the thing is, he's only played in 2 games this year. One in the 45-20 win against the Jets, and the second time he played was against the Redskins. Unfortunately, the Redskins, they took care of business. He didn't look too good that game. He kind of got burnt a few times, just a few times. But it is what it is. So I like Garyon Conley. However, the problem is he's got a shin injury and it's been lingering around. So, it's going to be a bit of a problem for the Raiders moving forward. He did get over some controversy before the season started because everybody remembers, he had some rape allegations. He was able to get over that situation, and now he's able to move on with his NFL career. So, so now he's going to have to deal with that situation. So now that that's over with, he can focus on football, but he's really going to have to really focus now because, unfortunately, you're in a situation where, let's just be honest about it, right? You're playing for the Raiders, who really need secondary help. They really do. It's actually kind of atrocious, the madness that I see in Oakland. That was a team that everybody knows you don't throw on the Raiders. The Raiders were always known for literally lighting people up for the 4th of July. Ask my man Jack Tatum. Now, if you know who Jack Tatum was one of the best safeties in the league. When he hit you, yeah, you was gonna feel that tomorrow morning. Believe that. Forget the ice bath. The ice bath wasn't gonna help you when he hit you. That's just what it is. So the Raiders have always been known for having great DBs. That's why I had to put Garyon Conley in there. And finally, I'm gonna put my man Solomon Thomas. He's balling out. He's got 12 tackles and a sack this year. But he plays for the 49ers. So nobody cares. And it's really sad. But I think the 49ers got a little bright spot. He's 3, 256 pounds. He's only 21 years old. And he's got a lot of time. So, of course, he'll bulk up because let's be honest, these NFL tackles, they're not like these tackles that you see in college where they only weigh like 290, 300 pounds at left tackle. No, these guys are straight up men. These are 320 pound, 330 pound left tackles who make a living on putting D linemen in the dirt. But I do like the fact, I like his work ethic, I like the way the kid plays, and I think that he's got a very bright future. So, but, it is what it is. But my defensive rookie of the year, as of right now, after the first quarter of the season, it goes to my man Malik Hooker. 3 interceptions. He's balling out for the Colts, even though the Colts are trash. But there's a bright spot right there in Indianapolis, and I think the Indianapolis, they should be happy with what they drafted in the first round. Now, to prove one last point, Ohio State, You know, that school should be happy with the products they put out. You sent 3 young men to the NFL before their fourth year of college. These guys didn't even bother in finishing. I think the only one that actually did finish was Malik Hooker, actually. And the other two, you know, they was like, nah, man, it's time to go. And, you know, they all went in the first round, which I have to say is a huge accomplishment for Ohio State. And all of them are good defensive backs. And I think they're going to have long, productive careers because they play smart and they play for a great coach in Urban Meyer. And, you know, they're playing, and they actually happen to go to the right systems, especially Gareon Conley and Malik Hooker, because Gareon Conley, everybody knows Jack Del Rio. Jack Del Rio was the defensive coordinator for the Broncos. That's why the Raiders defense gotten a little better. Lattimore, on the other hand, I kind of feel bad for him because he's probably going to be one of the best players on that team because Sean Payton doesn't like to coach defense, and his defense hasn't played well in years. So, but real quick, I'm going to take a quick commercial break. I'm going to talk about Major League Baseball postseason. Don't go anywhere on the No BS show.
Hey, Tim, having a little fun at the casino? Nice stack of chips.
Yeah, it's my earnings for the last 6 months.
I'm putting it all down on the roulette wheel. Whoa, that's crazy. Nah, crazy is putting in a bank where interest rates are so low, I'll be 100 before I see a decent return.
Well,
Crazy is putting all my money in risky stocks and bonds.
your odds would be better if you called Forecast Financial Group.
If you have capital, you'd probably like your money to work for you. What if you could earn at least 6% annually and have your principal returned in full at the end of a short 12-month cycle? The interest is paid monthly. Your yield isn't affected by fluctuations in markets, and you never pay fees or commissions. Call Forecast Financial Group at 1-800-678-2045 to learn about adding these safer short-term options to your portfolio. Call now, 1-800-678-2045. That's 1-800-678-2045. Forecast Financial Group, 1-800-678-2045.
And we're back. Major League Baseball. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I think baseball is gonna be real interesting this year. For any of you Red Sox fans out there, don't panic. It was only game 1, and the Astros just happened. They're the Astros. They're actually playing pretty well this year. But Red Sox, I mean, we're the number 3 seed for a reason. But Red Sox, there's no reason why we cannot win this next one. I still got the Red Sox going to the ALCS. I honestly don't want this to happen, but I smell it happening just because I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I can't stand them. I firmly believe it's going to be the Red Sox and the New York Stankies. I'm sorry, New York Yankees. Did I say Stankies? My bad. The New York Yankees as the representatives of the ALCS. The NLCS, you've got the Nationals and the Cubs. Okay? I'm going to just be real. I highly doubt the Nationals are going to get past this point. Because, see, the problem with the Nationals is this. If you live in the DMV as long as I have, and unfortunately, and I've lived it here a long time, and I love my friends who support their DMV teams. Except there's one problem that I have. The Nationals, it seems like when they get this far, they find a way to screw up and lose games. Do I think this will be the year that they'll finally go to the World Series? No, I don't. Okay? I just don't. I just don't trust them. Never have. Probably never will. Because we thought this was going to happen when it was the Nationals and the Orioles. But clearly that did not happen. So I don't see that happen. I see the Dodgers getting all the way to the end because the Diamondbacks, they don't have a chance. I don't even know why the Diamondbacks is even there. This is a waste of electricity. So I apologize to all the NLCS fans out there because y'all about to be real disappointed. Okay? Real disappointed. But I will say this: Red Sox, you better make sure Mookie Betts is hitting that ball, because if Mookie Betts ain't hitting that ball. Now, I'm not saying we don't have no other hitters, because we do. We got some good hitters on our team, but Betts better be able to pull something off, because I don't trust the rest of the guys on our team to be at bat. I don't. But again, that's life. So I'm telling you guys right now that the Red Sox I believe and I keep foreseeing it. It's gonna be the Red Sox and the New York Yankees, and Yankees. The New York Yankees. And the Yankees were actually a surprise team to me, because I honestly didn't really think that they was even going to get this far. But, it is what it is. Now, I'm looking at the score right now in the game. It looks like, right now the Sox is already down 1-4, and that's not good. So if you're a Sox fan, you're going to have to say to yourself, look, what are we doing here? Okay. We got Chris Sale, we gotta do something, because this is part of the problem with the Red Sox, because the Red Sox, they love to do this. They like to play games, and then next thing you know, when it bites them, they're like, oh crap. So, we've gotta do better. Do I believe that we're gonna win? I mean, the Red Sox, I'm not so sure. Because you're down 4-1 in the bottom of the third. But Mookie Betts is going to have to show up. Ramirez, he's going to have to make some hits as well. That's just what it is. We're going to have to, there's going to be some situations where you're going to have to really do some things. Like I said, we got hitters everywhere, especially with with Betts. We've got, Young. We got guys to hit the baseball, but you got to do something. Now, here's my prediction: Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, and Cubs. And out of those four, I think it's gonna be real interesting, because I'm not gonna say who I think is going to the World Series. I'm not gonna say that, because I don't want to put no bad juju in the air. But it's gonna be really interesting. But in the interest of time, I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna talk about NASCAR playoffs. For all of you NASCAR fans out there, especially me. NASCAR playoffs is real interesting. So right now they're already in the 12. Four guys got eliminated. Kurt Busch, Casey Kane, Austin Dillon, and Ryan. They already been eliminated. So now we got 12 guys left. Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Denny Hamlin, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, Matt Kenseth, and Jamie McMurray. Now, out of all of those 12 guys, there's only two guys that really stand out to me. That's going to be Kyle Larson and Martin Truex Jr., because those two guys, they've been racing for ages, and they can drive something serious. Now, I know you guys always wonder, why we always talk about motorsports? I'm like, look, motorsports is a lot more physical than most people are giving it credit for. Yes, these guys are in a machine, but when you're flying around at 200 miles an hour, and you're feeling all those G-forces, and you're wearing a fire suit on an 80-degree day, being in the car. Not exactly being in the car. So it's a lot more physical than what people are giving credit for. And on top of that, like, you got to think about the pit crews. The pit crews, they got to do their job. And to Mahogany Black, they started the playoffs back in 2000, I believe it was 2008, 2009. I want to say it was 2009. And ever since then, they've expanded it to all three of their divisions. So the Xfinity Series has it, the Monster Energy Series, which is the main series for NASCAR, and also the Craftsman Camping World, the Camping World Truck Series. Now, for any of you NASCAR fans out there who don't know this, but in the Xfinity Series, we have an African-American driver, Darrell Wallace Jr. I like the kid. I think he's a straight-up beast. The only thing is, though, he he's kind of had a bad year this year, you know. But Bubba Wallace, I think he was the truth. I think he's the truth. But it's just that he had a bit of a slump this year, and unfortunately, he's not really like the same driver as we once knew. But I'm pretty sure next year he'll be back. Because he was awesome the year before, because he finished number 5 last year. But any NASCAR fans, there's going to be a race this weekend, and it's going to be quite interesting. For the Monster Energy Series, they're going to be racing at Charlotte Motor Speedway on October 8th. That's going to be NFL Sunday, and that's, if anybody wants to watch it, it'll be at 2 o'clock. So if you guys want to watch it, I think it's going to be a good race, and it'll be something to watch, especially since these guys, they're going to be racing for the money and racing for the points. But I am out of time, folks. I am so sorry, so I'm going to have to cut myself off. Please join our Facebook group of fans at the No Holds Barred Sports Talk Show, No BS Fans group on Facebook. Follow our blog on Blogger at No BS No Holds Barred Sports Talk.blogspot.com. And then there's my social media right there. You can find me on Facebook at Shane Hector, insane_Shane06, and Underground SB. It's supposed to be Insane Shane 29 and Underground SB29, and then Shiz_29. So disregard the 06 there. I apologize for that. And then Underground Sports LLC.blogspot.com. Just follow me on all of those platforms. But I will see you guys next week. And next week, we're going to talk about some real controversial topics. It's going to be really interesting next week, because it mind boggles me how Kaepernick is still behind, y'all. I mean, seriously. But I love you guys, and I thank all of you who tuned in today and who tried to call in. And I thank all of you for supporting me and what I do. This is Shane Hector from Coming At You Live from WBGR Studio. No BS is out. Peace!